Hello, and welcome to the Incredible Agriculture channel, where we explore the latest advancements in technology and how they are transforming the agricultural industry. In today's video, we will be discussing how agriculture is being transformed by virtual reality in shocking ways. Farming is an essential part of our lives, providing food for the world's growing population. However, with the increasing demand for food, farmers are facing several challenges, including climate change, shortage of labor, and resource constraints. To address these challenges, the agricultural industry is turning to technology to optimize production and improve efficiency. One such technology is virtual reality. Virtual reality has been around for a while, and it's been used in various industries, such as gaming and entertainment. However, in recent years, it's been gaining popularity in agriculture as well. VR technology allows farmers and students to experience and interact with agricultural practices in a simulated environment. It's a revolutionary approach that provides a safe, cost-effective, and immersive way of learning and practicing agricultural techniques. So, without further ado, let's dive into the ways VR is transforming agricultural education. How strange is it to have an agriculturist studying at an urban college who has never set foot on a physical farm, yet with significant first-hand experience equivalent to their rural counterparts? Virtual reality provides a realistic simulation of farming environments, allowing students to experience different scenarios without the need for physical farm setups. With VR, students can simulate different weather conditions, soil types, and farming techniques. This helps them understand the practical aspects of farming without being physically present on a farm. For example, students can experience simulations of a drought in a crop field, which can help them learn how to manage crops under such conditions. The simulation can also help understand how to optimize crop growth under various weather conditions, as well as the effects that diseases and pests can have on crops and livestock. Virtual reality is bridging the urban-rural divide by providing city-based students with realistic views of the rural farming industry. This helps them understand the importance of agriculture and the challenges faced by farmers. It is also allowing students to gain access to the best facilities, while still gaining the rural experience required to be proficient in their studies. Farming is a risky job. From pesticides to heavy-duty machinery and the occasional wild animal, it can be quite dangerous for the inexperienced. With virtual reality, students and farmers alike are able to learn about farm safety in a safe and controlled environment. They can learn about the risks associated with different farming practices and how to mitigate them. This helps in reducing the number of accidents and injuries on the farm. VR capabilities are extended to provide a simulation experience of working with farm equipment, such as tractors and plows, which teaches how to operate the equipment safely, without the risk of causing harm to themselves or others. Overall, virtual reality improves the efficiency of farming practices. By simulating different farming techniques, users can learn how to optimize crop yield, reduce waste, and conserve resources. This leads to increased efficiency and profitability for farmers. Students can learn techniques such as direct seeding or transplanting. They can be trained on heavy equipment, especially without the cost of fuel or misuse on crops. Even better, training can be done remotely and at the convenience of the user. Virtual reality also provides an engaging and interactive learning experience for students. Unlike traditional methods, VR allows students to be fully immersed in the learning environment, enhancing their learning experience. This leads to increased retention and application of knowledge. Now that we've discussed the ways in which virtual reality is transforming agricultural education, let's deep dive into how infused virtual reality may become. What is the biggest hindrance to farm research? Time. Researchers are using virtual reality in unprecedented ways. Studies are being conducted on plant growth and how to discover which attributes can be influenced to better optimize results in far less time than traditionally what has been available. How does this work? Using immense amounts of algorithms and data, simulations are ran by supercomputers that emulate the various conditions of an environment desired. Plant characteristics are then programmed into the virtual environment to be studied at rates exponentially quicker than growing in a real field. How quickly, might you ask? A research conducted by University of Illinois at Urbana was able to grow a field of sugarcane virtually and identified that the rate of growth increased by 10% when aligning plant beds from north to south, as opposed to east to west. This entire growth period and experiment took 1 day as opposed to the 12-month traditional grow period. These are called in-silico simulations. They allow scientists to manipulate data about plants and observe the reactions as it appears on screens. This way, scientists can identify traits that would allow plants to be more drought or pest resistant, for example. These virtual environments are sophisticated enough, taking into consideration shade provided by each leaf onto other leaves and how that would ultimately affect photosynthesis. There are many constraints with this, even with modern technology. For instance, the amount of data needed to operate all scenarios and how it would affect all species of plants is astronomical. Even supercomputers are having a hard time keeping up with the data load. Further, there are concerns about a lack of some form of standardized framework that encapsulates all individual crop models. It becomes harder to confirm that the predictability of individual in silico tests are accurate. For such a framework would require an insane amount of data and derive from a computer capable of operating at staggering performance benchmarks. Such an outfit would be similar to technologies used by astrophysicists. There are also many other factors that affects plant growth that scientists have not fully understood as yet, such as microbial interactions and determining certain physical attributes. Stick to the end, where we have a little surprise for you. In wrapping up, by providing an immersive learning experience, VR can help bridge the gap between theory and practical knowledge. It can also improve safety and reduce risks associated with farming practices. This is especially important as farming continues to be one of the most hazardous industries. Additionally, VR can help increase the efficiency of farming practices, leading to increased profitability for farmers. With the rising demand for food production, farmers need to adopt sustainable farming practices that optimize crop yield while minimizing wastage of resources such as water and fertilizer. VR can play a significant role in educating farmers on these practices. Virtual reality is transforming agricultural education and has the potential to play a significant role in the future of farming. As we continue to face challenges such as climate change, food insecurity, and resource depletion, it is essential to educate the next generation of farmers with the necessary knowledge and skills to address these challenges. VR can be a game changer in achieving this goal. Before we leave you, let's share a tidbit of information you may find amusing. In Turkey, a farmer reports to have increased milk production by 23% using virtual reality. Apparently, he outfitted 2 of his cows with custom-designed VR headsets which emulated a sunny green field. This was in an attempt to make them more happy and thus produce more milk. After being more than satisfied with the results, he is currently seeking to purchase more headsets for his cows. As to the accuracy of the story, that is left to be validated. However, it does make for an interesting topic of discussion. Let us know on your thoughts of this, or if you may have ever came across any similar information. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video if you found it informative. Until the next time, we wish you a blessed day.